The team sheets just got announced. Let's look into it. So for Team Talk taking on St Kilda round 2 tomorrow night, we've made 3 changes. So coming out of the side, you've got Charlie Dean, Ash Johnson have both been omitted, which I get the Ash Johnson thing definitely, and I get the Charlie Dean thing. And like I said in a comment on Instagram, I said I understand the sort of not hate towards Charlie Dean, but you know he has been in a baptism of fire, right? We get that, yeah. But you've got to understand that no Jeremy Howard, no Nathan Murphy in the first round. John Noble isn't that big sort of athletic defender. Neither is Billy Frampton, right? Billy Frampton's, for lack of a better term, a lockdown defender, right? We needed Charlie Dean to step up, and he stepped up for 2 games. He did what he needed to do. He hadn't played in 2 years, a lot in 2 years because of those foot injuries and broken feet and stuff like that. So to be in that baptism of fire, get that AFL experience, know that he can play AFL, and then take that to the VFL. Maybe I dare say he probably doesn't come back for not a long time, but for a little while to the AFL side. So put some really good work into the VFL, start dominating to the VFL, get that confidence right up, then come into the AFL side when we do need him. Ash Johnson, on the other hand, just had 2 shocking games. We know that, there's not really much we can sort of talk more about that because we have for a long time. I know for a fact that his confidence is so shot, his mental health is so shot. So hopefully on Friday night, when the VFL team plays, he's playing there and he kicks, 2 or 3 goals just to get that sort of confidence up. As soon as he gets that little man, off his shoulder, and kicks his first goal, I think he'd be more at ease. So if you can watch the VFL, it's at 4:00 on Friday. Get there, it's RSEA Park. Against St Kilda, so get there, cheer him on if you can. I'm unfortunately working, so I can't. So I understand those 2 outs. The third out is Will Hoskinelli. He comes out of the side, and I originally thought it was because he was omitted, so I just checked on the AFL website. Then if you look on the Collingwood website, it actually says he's been managed, and if you have a read, it says because of the short turnaround, so you got to think that in 12 days, we've played 3 games. We're going off back-to-back 6-day turnarounds, and then we've got a 7-day turnaround, thankfully, when we play Easter Thursday against the Lions. But Will Hoskinelli, so he's been managed, older body, shorter turnaround, kind of like Tom Mitchell. Mitchell did have that sort of ankle injury as well, but he could have played if we needed him to. And same with Will Hoskinelli. That's why he's on the bench. Yes, they prefer to have him, sitting out the game because he is managed with the older body, blah, blah, blah. But if he needs to play, he's in that emergency, so he will jump up if he needs to play. And coming into the side, we have big, bad, bustling Billy Frampton, my boy. We have Reef McGuinness, and we have Tom Mitchell. Now, I love Billy Frampton coming into the side. I would have preferred him to come into the side and play as a forward, but he hasn't really trained as a forward this whole sort of pre-season. He did train a couple of weeks ago as a forward, but they're just putting him down back, replaces Charlie Dean, so it's a sort of, not a like for like, but he is a bit more of an experience, not a bit more, definitely more experienced backman than Charlie Dean is. So hopefully with his sort of shutdown role, I don't know who he's going to really play on. It'd have to be King, wouldn't it? But can he keep up with King? I really don't know, but I don't know. It's going to be pretty interesting to see how we sort of line up with St Kilda's forward line. Reef McInnes comes in to replace Ash Johnson. Now Reef, this will be his 12th senior game. First time he's playing with Finn McRae, which is amazing. Lifelong childhood footballing friends. They get to play together, which is really cool. But the thing with Reef is he needs to take his opportunities. Now, he has been given a bunch of opportunities, and he has kicked a couple of goals here and there, but more often than not, he's not really taking it with 2 hands. He has matured a lot over the preseason. We are seeing a different side to Reef, and it was really neck and neck between Ash Johnson and Reef McGuinness for the first, especially for the opening round and then for round 1. So Reef really needs to take this opportunity by hand. He's not a second tall, right? That's what we're lacking, and that's the thing with Ash Johnson. He's not a second tall either. They're like the third fiddle. It's Mychek, McStay, Ash Johnson. Mychek, McStay, Reef McGuinness. It's that sort of thing. But hopefully Reef can kick 1 or 2 goals, at least 1, just to sort of get a bit of confidence in him, sort of like what Ash Johnson needed to do, and hopefully does in the VFL. But I do like what Reef has done this offseason. He's a tall boy. He is quick as well. And yeah, he just has to take opportunity with both hands. And the third guy coming in, Tom Mitchell. 199th career game, so he's one off his 200th. That Mitchell is a bit of a no-brainer. He's just exactly what we need him to be. Opening round against the Giants, he was a little bit slower than usual. Wasn't doing his usual stuff, but that was because of that really bad ankle injury that he picked up against Richmond in the preseason game. He sits out last week's game. He comes in this week. So hopefully we see Mitchell back to his sort of best, back to what we needed him to be last season. Now, the sub is the weird one. So the sub has got to get named from someone on the bench at the moment. So on the bench, you've got Finn McRae, Lipinski, Mitchell, Jack Crisp, and there's someone else that's on the bench who it does not really going to matter because I don't think it's going to be whoever is on the bench. The name escapes me. I think it's either going to be Finn McRae or Pat Lipinski. I don't think Tom Mitchell as a sub brings us that sort of excitement and that run and that dare and that energy that subs would usually do. So if Tom Mitchell comes on in, halfway through the third quarter or in the fourth quarter, I don't think he's bringing that energy and excitement that we sort of need, like that Ginnivan was sort of giving us, right? But if Finn McRae, Reef was the other guy that was on the bench. I don't think they start Reef as a sub. He has been a sub a couple of times, but in a forward line that's not firing, I don't think they put a forward as the sub. McRae is probably the guy that I'd have as sub, and Lipinski. Both give us that sort of excitement. Lipinski was a sub in the grand final, who'll give us a lot of run, a lot of dash when we need it. And McRae, if he is the sub, it's just solely to replace Tom Mitchell. And if McRae's a sub, Tom Mitchell probably comes off at halfway through that sort of third quarter and ready to go. I'd love to see McRae play a whole game. But I don't know, the way that it sort of looks, I don't think he does. So my guess is that he will be the sub when we name our team. But those are the ins and outs for us. For St Kilda, they bring in Jack Sinclair, Zach Jones, and coming out of the side is Brad Crouch. It's Brad Crouch, right? Yeah, he comes out of the side, and Lance Kolder comes out of the side. Jack Sinclair coming back. I think it is a little bit of an injury, but he comes back. Halfback, all Australian. So he's a very, very good in. We need to sort of quell his influence, but I think our sort of ins outweigh their sort of ins. But let me know your thoughts down below on our squad selection. Any and all your thoughts in the comments. But until then, like, comment, subscribe, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your pets, and until next time, double shackers. I'll sweep you later.